So I did an interview, and you know, it's kind of similar like to the modeling thing. I was like, oh, they're probably not gonna pick me, so whatever. I'll just do the interview. And then they were like, I did another interview, and then I did a screen test with Derek J. Derek J was the person. He came over to our house,
I love Derek J.
we did a scene together. And I remember I was like just being all humble and nice. They're like, so what's your life like in New York? I was like, oh, it's really nice and whatever. You know, I just love my job, whatever. And then I remember Joy Chen came over and she's like,
producer, right?
Producer.
Yes.
Joy Chen, producer. She was like, you're Cynthia Bailey. We know that you're like really fabulous. So I know you would not normally talk about how fabulous you are, but on a show like this, you need to talk about how fabulous you are. We don't want to talk about all the fabulous men you've dated. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I just started like talking about my life. And then I went on to the next round. And then they told me, all right, well, we're going to just keep shooting with you and Phaedra.
Okay.
We're only going to pick one housewife, but we may make the other person a friend. So I just started shooting. And then they gave me, they decided to put me with Nene Leakes as her friend.
Okay.
Who I didn't know.
So you had never met Nene before.
And Nene was like the breakout star of the show.
Right.
And I had heard of her, but I didn't, I hadn't met her or whatever. And they were like, we want you to meet up with Nene to just see how you guys vibe. So, and we met at Papados. It's my first time. Well, actually, I went to Papados in Houston, so it was but my first time.
When I hear about Papados, it's always Houston. But
yeah, exactly. So I was like, okay. So I went to meet her, and she was like blowing up. Like she was just like she was the star of the show. Yeah. And she had just came back from LA doing the carpet for E and done all this crazy stuff. She was like on 100. And I was like, just like taking it all in. I'd never met anybody like Nene before. I was like, wow, this is amazing. Right. So I didn't really say a lot because she really, talked the most because she had the most going on. And I just was like taking it all in.
And then y'all were filming?
No,
you just met?
We just met.
So how was she? She was on camera? She was
nice, but she was just like, this was like, she was in her moment. She was in her element, okay? And I was just taking it all in. I was a happy audience. Like, okay, this girl is hilarious. This is cool, whatever. Right. So we get back and I don't hear from them for a minute.
How long was a minute, Cynthia?
Okay, maybe like a week. I didn't hear from them.
Oh my gosh. Continue. So I got to clarify.
So I was like, what happened? So I finally called her. I was like, hey, do you guys still want me to film with you guys? I haven't heard anything. They were like, oh, well, how did it go with you and Nene? And I was like, I feel like it went okay. I didn't really get to talk that much, but, it was cool. She's amazing. So they were like, oh, okay. So I don't know, maybe she was like, oh, she's really nice, but she ain't from over here. So I don't know if she said that, but I didn't hear from them people after that little meeting. So anyway, whatever happened, I ended up shooting with them. Somehow I got back in the mix. I can't even remember. So now I'm back in the mix and I'm like, okay, so I already see where it's going. Phaedra's going to be the housewife and maybe I'll get to be a friend on the show. So we shoot the whole season. Okay. But I didn't know what a turn up Peter was like at the time. I knew what it was like in real life, but I didn't know they loved him on camera because he was crazy and would just say anything. So I was like, all right. So anyway, the show's getting ready to come on and they call us and say, we're going to take you and Phaedra as housewives. And I was like, wait, what? So it just happened really fast because I had already convinced myself because Phaedra was hilarious. She was pregnant. She was made for TV. Yes. And I was just me. I was just being my authentic self. I didn't know anything. I was just showing up as me. And they took us